Hello everyone, this is a very quick video on the best free study tools for 2025. No matter what type of thing you are studying for, I think it's really important to utilize free tools because a lot of the time you have to pay for things and then you realize it's not worth it. So you might as well try something for free and see if it works for you. But I'm going to give you 4 amazing study tools that you can use in 2025 to improve your studying and your exams and your results. Let's get into it. So tool number 1 is Anki. I know a lot of people talk about this, but it is honestly very, very useful. So I use Anki for a lot of different things. It's been popularized by medical students to remember all of the different parts of anatomy and other important things that they need to remember within their very difficult degree. But this is a very good tool if you need to memorize particular things, because it uses the method of active recall. So there are many different videos on this, but essentially this app, you create flashcards on the app, and then it gives you the flashcards every day. It gives you different flashcards every day, and then it has different intervals where it will bring back the flashcards to see how much you remember. And then there are different options that you pick. There are 4 different options that you pick once you've answered the flashcard, or once you've pressed to see the answer of the flashcard, which means you've gotten the question wrong; hard, which means you got the question right but it was hard; good, and easy. And based on these different options, it basically decides when it will show you the flashcard again. Even though this is used predominantly by medical students, I think this is very useful for everyone learning different subjects, because there are different facts that need to be remembered for different subjects. So I use Anki for maths, I use it for physics. I'm self-studying A-level maths, further maths and physics right now, and I'm using it for all of them. Maths significantly less, because the purpose of maths is to ensure that you are practicing as frequently as possible, which I will talk about in a future video. So the one thing that I would say with Anki is that avoid using it to replace actually doing proper questions, because the purpose of it is to use it quickly to just familiarize yourself with these facts that you may have forgotten. So use it in the same way that you might use Duolingo, or that you might play a game on your phone for 20 minutes. Just have it on your phone or your laptop or your tablet, just to do it consistently, but don't replace it with actually revising, because you also need to be genuinely answering proper questions. But aside from the A-levels that I'm self-studying, I have used Anki when I'm preparing for interviews to try and remember the different scenarios that I need to mention in the interviews. But also with French as well. I'm currently trying to learn French, and I'm using it to remember the basic words, vowels, important bits of information that I need to remember. So Anki is very, very cool to use, and it is free as well. I don't think there is a paid version, maybe there is, but I use it for free and it's amazing. Okay, so the next free tool to use is Notion, and this is a really useful tool. I use Notion for everything. I'm even using it to look at my notes for YouTube, for this YouTube video right now. But in terms of studying, this is really useful because you could use it to monitor all of the different topics that you need to do, and maybe the timeline that you have before your exams. So it's a really good tool to use to see where you've gotten and how much more you need to do. So I have a Notion board where I break the different bits of the different subjects that I'm learning, and I basically put them in the different phases that I am working on. I think I will talk about this in more detail in a future video, because I'm still quite early in my revision journey right now. But there are many videos on YouTube that go into detail on how to create different study trackers. But yeah, I don't want to talk about this in detail, but that's basically free app number 2, Notion. Definitely think about using it just to see what you have to do basically. and just to monitor your revision and your studying. So study tool number 3 to use is Grammarly. I've been using Grammarly for a really long time now, just like Anki and just like Notion. But Grammarly is really cool because it helps you monitor your grammar and your spelling and silly mistakes that you might not notice but could make a huge difference if they were corrected, and could also have a huge impact if they are not corrected. Grammarly, you can have this as like an extension or a plugin to the internet thing that you use, whether that's Chrome or Safari or Internet Explorer, and it basically highlights things when they are spelled incorrectly or when there's a grammatical error. So you could use this before submitting your assignments, before sending emails. It's just a very good tool to have, and I'm surprised at how many people don't use Grammarly or a plugin like Grammarly, because it's very useful to just get rid of silly spelling mistakes that you might not notice, and grammatical errors as well. That's why it's called Grammarly. So Grammarly is also free. They have a paid version, I think. I haven't used it before, so let me know in the comments if you do use the paid version. But yeah, the free version is amazing. It does everything it needs to do. And please check it out if you need to submit things, if you need to write things. It's important for us to make sure that things are grammatically correct. So the last tool that is very beneficial for 2025 when it comes to studying is ChatGPT. I hope this is not a controversial one. This is a tool that is super useful, and especially for me, someone who has been self-studying, this has been amazing, particularly with maths, when it comes to really needing someone to explain something that I don't understand. I was doing some proofs earlier, and there was someone online who provided an example of a proof that might come up in my exam and how to answer it. But I didn't understand how they answered that question. And it wasn't a video, it was a PDF document, so I was just having to read it. So I copy and pasted that web page into ChatGPT and asked it to explain to me what was going on and also why I didn't understand it. And it basically broke down the question into the different parts that I didn't understand, the different bits of topics that I needed to go back and look into again, which is why I didn't understand the question. And it also gave me practice questions to work on. So it was basically acting as my teacher without really being my teacher. So when you use ChatGPT, it does say at the bottom, not everything is correct, and I do understand that. I've been using it for a while now, and I genuinely think it gets things wrong when it has to search the internet. If you're asking for it to look for something on the internet, I have noticed that it does get things wrong because I find things and then ask ChatGPT and it can't find those things on the internet. I can't think of an example right now, but hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say. But if you ask it to answer a logical question, like a mathematical question, it doesn't, I haven't seen it give me the wrong answer, because I asked for the answer and a teacher has also given me that same answer. So if the teacher and the AI are giving me the same answer, I'm assuming it's correct. But it's very useful for basically going over topics that you don't understand to understand it. It will also provide videos that you could watch that might make you understand the topic a bit more. But then you, as I said, you also get the practice questions to repeat those types of questions to make sure that you understand it. So I think actually out of all of these, I mean, my opinions might change, but over the last few weeks in particular, I would say ChatGPT has been my best friend in giving me practice questions, telling me why I'm wrong about the question and how to improve. So I'm basically using it as a self-testing mechanism. But that is it for this video, guys. It was very short, just a few quick tips of tools to use in 2025 when it comes to studying. Anki, Notion, Grammarly, and ChatGPT. All of these have been super useful. Let me know which ones you use. They're all free, but some of them will have paid plans. Let me know which one you already use, which one you want to use, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.